coach, Brendan Kirsch. They dap it up as we get set for the opening throwdown. The Gryphs in the white, the Mob wearing the red pinstripe. And here we go. All right, John, who gets the advantage? The Mob who got to rest, or the Gryphs who are still warm because they just played?
It's pretty much been even, right? The Mob basically have won no matter what, whether they played the first game or the second game. Look, advantage whenever Mob plays, I'm going to say is Mob, but 50-50, man.
It really does depend. And I've talked to a number of players who say they prefer to play in the second game because it keeps you warm and you're ready to go. You know what the intensity is going to be on the court versus having to sit around and wait and watch and wonder.
Holmes. They'll find Kayshawn Jones high above, batted off the rim. You're allowed to goaltend the shot inside the tramps. If a shot comes from outside, the stopper has to wait for it to hit the rim first. Clark, he's calling for it. First bucket of the game for Darius Clark. You get 3 points for a dunk, 2 points for anything else inside the tramps, 3 points for a shot outside the tramps, and 4 points for a shot beyond that arc. Jones, with his back to the bucket, gets his own miss, resets off the wall as he leaves the tramps. Shot clock's down to 1. Slamming it home to Sean Kelly.
Right at the buzzer.
Orton missed the dunk. The bounce comes right to the Mob. So contact on the island, and Darius Clark does a great job of finding the defender, causing the contact, and we'll have our first face-off of the game. When you get fouled, we don't shoot free throws. You get one-on-one against the guy who fouled you. Take a look at this collision at the rim. Here goes Darius Clark, and he just quick jumped him.
The quick jump seems to me, when you watch this, when you watch the face-offs, the quick jump seems like it's almost a guaranteed. It's the technique that has never failed.
Orton off the inbound. After the face-off, you keep possession. And illegal contact, because you're in the bonus, we only have 1 face-off per team per quarter. That's 2 points automatically awarded to the Mob, and they keep the ball. Now Gage Smith, the stopper. They move him in on offense. He can go after the rim.
Yeah, John, you said he's probably the best player in the league.
Oh!
I don't know if anyone would dispute it.
Because he can do that. Gage Smith.
Getting up.
Directing traffic, and Gage Smith, another eraser.
I'll tell you what, Gage Smith is so good at timing his jumps with whoever offensively is attacking him.
Oh, I like that name, actually. The Eraser. Gage Smith.
The Extinguisher, the Eraser.
Well, his teammates just call him Clark Kent because, you know, he's kind of an unassuming guy off of the court. On it, he is Superman.
Stanford had him off balance there. Flies through for 3. The Mob are so quick in transition. You got to get back because Hollins will just dunk on your head.
I like that, because to be a good Batman, you have to be a Bruce Wayne. And when you look at Gage Smith, he is Clark Kent.
We play 5-minute running quarters in slam ball. Under 2 minutes to play here in this first. Stanford going up and coming down with another jam.
You know, he was such a good kid growing up. We had a great conversation. Ooh, Darius Clark.
My goodness, a Dak attack.
But we had a great conversation with Gage Smith's, with Gage's parents, Lance and Michelle, earlier today. And they were talking about how he was such a good kid growing up that they'd almost have to make up things that he did wrong just so that he would learn what it's like to be grounded and to be punished.
The Eraser again.
Yeah, he's doing the punishing here today.
5 stops on the night. We're not even out of the first quarter.
You know, that's what another cool element, Stormy, about slam ball. As nice as these guys are off the court, as soon as they put on their helmet, they're a different person. Hollins.
It's actually, like, kind of jarring because some of these guys are so smiley and so sweet and, like, can't wait to talk to you, and then you see them out here and just the hits that they take and that they give and, like, the authority that they come out with.
Travel called against the Gryphs, turnover to the Mob.
But it's good. They've got a good bunch of guys.
Cam Horton hanging on the rim. Another three-point dunk. Gryphs trying to keep this one close as we approach 30 seconds of play in this first quarter. Jones off the window, rolls off. Outlet passes from Smith. A good block by Matthew Wilkerson. And illegal contact in the bonus. Mob get 2 more points. They keep the ball.
You know, you were talking about Gage Smith's parents earlier. Well, we'll go right here. That's the violation.
10 seconds to play in this first quarter. Cutters running into each other. Hollins, and he traveled with it. Once you bounce in the tramp once, you got to release the ball to bounce back into a tramp bed. 6 seconds to play in this first quarter. The Gryphs need a bucket to stay close. That's a deep 4. And the Mob had a slow start in game 1, but a different start here in game 2, Stormy, for the main event.
No question, and this is something special about this team. They can win in different ways. They find ways, and Gage Smith is a big reason why.
You challenge him, it won't work. The eraser strikes again.
Like he said, we can't go down there. That's just like we practice. Get to that side and go right to the island.
And if you see somebody go, you have to go to the side. You got to tell Slay too.
Somebody the entry.
And then also, on the entry, you don't always have to dribble it in, just throw it. If you throw it, the wing cut has to go. Third option is there.
Hey, we got to score points like that. They probably made like 3 buckets.
And then offensively, what are we doing? Well, they're not doing anything we didn't expect, right? All we're doing is we're still turning our head watching, and they're running right by us. So you got to slow them down. You got to.
Our SlamBall coverage continues tonight through Sunday night, right back on ESPN Plus, and next week the playoffs begin Tuesday on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and all culminating with the championship game. It'll be Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Welcome back here inside Cox Pavilion. That's a throwback Mob jersey. Now, I went to the merchandise stand just to check to see what's like the hottest selling gear right now. It's not even close. The Mob are sold out of jerseys, hoodies, and hats, and they've been gone for weeks.
And Brendan Kirsch will try to tell you that it's his wife, Lisa, that bought up most of the merch. Good, nice try, Coach. Nice try. We know. It's everywhere. It's crazy. They have taken, like, the Mob has taken on a mind of its own the way it's blown up.
That'll tend to happen when you're the only team undefeated left here in SlamBall.
You know, it's easy to like a winner. You know, they've got their own fan club here.
Derek Stevens, the owner of Circa Resort and Casino here, who Circa, of course, has the odds for the Las Vegas Sportsbook that puts up SlamBall. He specifically wants to put a patch on the Mob jerseys. Like, what can I do? Everybody wants a piece.
Batted away by Dak. Gryphs still have it. Big hit, but illegal. You can't hit a player from behind. So we'll have a face-off here in the second quarter. So Darius Clark's on D. He fouled Adam Stanford, the 6'4" gunner out of Fontana, California. Here he goes. Stanford up high, and an easy three-point jam.
That's 9 on the night for Stanford. There you go, up on a face-off. You attack quick and get high. It's hard to stop that.
As hot as the Mob came out to start this game, it's still just a 9-point lead. That's 3 dunks. That's an easy lead to cover. Stanford. Man, Gage Smith. Not only does he block you at the rim, but he kills your bounce. You can't even get off the tramp. Windmill time! Oh, baby, Brandon Simpson. Shot from the outside off the mark. The Mob coming back quickly. Simpson finds Darius Clark. You better watch out when he comes through.
He got so high, he had like 6 strides running in the air on his way up. Looked like a cartoon.
This is the main event. The winner of game 1, the Mob, taking on the winner of game 2, the Gryphs. Now, main events are important because at the end of the regular season, if there's any ties in the standings, the differential will be main event wins. Now, the Mob obviously don't have to worry about that. They've clinched a first place in this SlamBall League. 3 teams have already clinched their place in the playoffs. That's the Mob, Buzzsaw, and the Wrath. But the Gryphs here, they are fighting for their life. Throwing it up and throwing it down. Darius Clark from Blue Springs, Missouri.
The Mob are just so fun to watch on every aspect of the game. From what you just saw on offense to Gage Smith just shutting it down on defense.
Simpson, who's he going to throw it to? He has so many options. But they came down 2 Mob players in the same tramp bed. That's a turnover.
Yeah, as the Mob comes in, you're going to notice guys are coming in from all angles. They're looking to hit 1 or 2 of those cutters off the top mat or the side.
And a foul as Grant was pushed from behind, because that's the 2nd foul in this quarter against the Mob. Gryphs in the bonus, they get 2 points in the ball.
So at the break, the Lava head coach was talking about, hey, look, the Mob's getting spread out, right? Let's take advantage of what they call the wing cut. A wing cut is when you got a player on the side mat who's going to cut towards the scoring tramp. The problem is, once you get the ball to the wing cutter, you got number 11 standing underneath, and they haven't been able to crack that code yet.
Let's see if they can figure it out. You got to throw it up high over him. And there's Jones with the secret.
Maybe that's it. 17-foot finger rolls.
Wow. Hollins had to gather himself. He got up so high after that one. Shot clock's at 6. Holloway, the cutter. Here's the eraser. He felt like he got bumped. No whistle. Tayshawn Jones. 1-on-1. And the backup stopper, Deontay Bird, with a huge stop for the Mob as 2 Gryphs in the same tramp turnover.
Yeah, this is unlike Gage. He's playing really well, but he doesn't have any points on offense, which usually he's up there.
Here's Bird. And he went into the stopper's box, so that's a violation against the Mob. We approach 30 seconds to play here in this first half. Jones erased by the eraser.
Gage Smith is pretty much playing flawlessly on defense right now.
Holloway throws it up, but nobody home. 15 seconds to play here in this half. Jones.
9 stops for Gage on the night. We're not even at halftime.
And a good number, a big number, is 10 stops per game. To your point, 9 before the half.
The most any player has had in a single game as Gage throws it. Oh! As time expired. The most stops any player has had in a single game is 14, and it was, guess who? Gage Smith.
We are at the half here in the main event. It's the Mob with a 13-point lead over the Gryphs. For the Mob, the guy on D, Gage Smith, 9 stops, 4 loose ball recoveries, anchoring down on D. Nighttime in Las Vegas, and everyone's talking about SlamBall. We are on national TV live on ESPN2, and Gage Smith's parents are in the house rocking the Mob gear.
Now, here's what's beautiful about that. His dad just beat cancer. Missed half the season. We were talking to him before the game. It's crushed him. He's been to every game. He traveled when he was a kid. So for him to be here tonight, victorious over cancer, watching his son dominate is awesome.
We take a look at some of the highlights from that first half, and the eraser, Gage Smith. Stormy, he went to work.
He absolutely did. 9 stops in that first half. It's an insane number to get him going. And one thing, though, we're used to seeing him perform a little bit more on the offensive end. So I wonder if we'll get a little side-to-side, end-to-end business from Gage Smith.
Darius Clark is showing up huge tonight. Dak taking the reins and just putting up points left and right.
Take a look at the updated standings. The Mob with a win earlier. They are perfect 13-0. The Gryphs, they jump all the way into 5th place with their win earlier against the Ozone. Let's remember, only the top 6 teams will make the playoffs. The last day in the regular season will be Sunday. So the 7th and 8th place team, the Ozone, the Rumble, they got some work left to do if they want to make the playoffs. Can the Mob stay perfect? The only undefeated team left in SlamBall. We have one more half to play in this main event here tonight. We throw down to start each half. Darius Clark, oh, that was, oh my, how fast was that?
Coming out strong, and I love everything about him. When he leaves a dunk like that, he plays the air guitar all day. He's playing the air guitar in midair.
My goodness. Justin Holloway from the wing, the finger roll goes. That's good for 2 points.
Take the easy layup when you can get it.
Kelly had to get out of there because Smith stopped his bounce. Juggernaut looking for the cutter. He'll find Kelly. Someone's got to get it up, a turnover. Holloway has multiple cutters, and a little confusion as the Gryphs get the ball back. Kayshawn Jones, who led the way in that first half for the Gryphs.
How many times do the Gryphs attack the basket, meet up with Gage on the tramp, and then just bail out and reset?
Well, wouldn't you rethink it if you saw him too?
I mean, they're just starting to throw up prayers.
It's starting to look like fatigue is starting to play a factor here. Both teams have played a game earlier today. In the main event, it's all about what you got left in the tank. Oh my! Cam Hollins, SlamBall gives you wings.
John, he just said, hey, Johnny, I got a full tank.
And that's something I asked Brendan Kirsch about between games, was if that was something that worked to their advantage in game 1. The system and the conditioning that they have is second to none what they've been able to do. And there is Cam Hollins yet again, making it look easy.
This is bonkers what we're seeing from the Mob over the course of the entire season.
I don't care what sport you're playing, 13-0, to go undefeated against professional athletes is a hard thing to do. You know, before the game, talking to some of the Mob, they were saying, we feel like the only person that can beat us is us. We are the only team that can beat ourselves.
And we saw in that first game, everyone's going to take their shots at them. Physically, they're going after these Mob guys, but they keep standing up to the test every single game.
Well, yeah, when you're 13-0, you have a target on your back, and there's Cam Hollins doing it yet again. But you're going to get everybody's best game from here on out because you are the team that's going to make the headlines if you knock them out. So that means the Mob just has to be even better and more on their toes every game.
We're getting into a point of this game where Gage Smith is going to pull out a 360. Oh, he's playing volleyball out here.
Well, and that's what he says is if somebody disrespects me, that's when I pull out the 360 block. And he did it once in a live game already this season. I would love to see it again.
The lead is getting big enough where he can take some risks at the stopper position.
You're talking about 10 stops being a good game. Gage is already at 11.
Being a great game.
It's a great game.
A 4-point shot falls for Keyshawn Jones. The Gryphs not out of it just yet.
Gage coast to coast
with the facial. Gage Smith and his dad is loving it.
That is what makes him so versatile. He is by far the biggest offensive weapon at a stopper position in this league.
Gage Smith, the front runner for the MVP of the season.
Is there anybody else even in contention?
I mean, you got to think Gage Smith, it's his to lose.
12 stops on the night.
Jones again from the corner, missed from the other side.
You know, earlier in the season, I compared Gage to like a Travis Kelce. When you have a player like that, that is always playing well, that's always bringing his A game, the entire team rises to his level of play. That's what Gage does to the Mob. He carries them on their back, he brings the energy, and everybody is going to show up for that guy right there.
And now, let's take a look at his 11th block of the night.
And here's something to notice. Do you see how patient he was with his body control in his hands? He just goes up there, glides. He's going to let you make a decision. He's going to react on it, and that's why he's just block after block.
Gage Smith, it's face-off time. He can do it on both ends of the court.
So agile, so athletic. For a guy that's 6'6", 225 pounds.
Oh. He's second all-time at Concordia University in terms of rebounds. He was a former basketball player, but he said this sport was made for him.
Which I think is another example of how special this sport and slam ball coming back is for a lot of guys. He just told me how much he wishes that he could have started playing slam ball earlier. He feels like he was genuinely made for this.
I would say, judging by his productivity alone, I would second that.
Can confirm.
The play of Gage Smith is going to spark the next generation of slam ball players. We're going to see people in their backyard, in their rooms, putting the mattress on the floor, trying to pull off some of these Gage Smith moves. Oh, Keyshawn Jones says, don't forget about me. Don't forget.
Was it Rookie of the Year at the end when he was renegotiating his contract, and at the end he's about to sign, and the little kid goes, oh, coach, by the way, I don't play on turf. That's going to be Gage sitting at the table, renegotiating with all the leverage.
Gage Smith. The face of slam ball. Gage Smith with the poster. Have some.
We want to have. You guys good? You want to go a little more? All right, I'm going to get you in. Let me get a minute, okay, and then we got you back in.
Hey, Gunners, let's not follow each other on the same cut, bro. We're doing that a lot. Let's try to get our action.
Hey, guys, and guys, don't forget, if somebody calls the one, you got to throw it. You got to throw it. We're committed at that point. And Brandon, down here, we didn't recycle our offense. So we had the first two cutters, and that's what got Cam a little bit off balance. He's looking for a recycle there, okay? Don't forget, we got to recycle the offense. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Mom on 3, finish on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Mom,
4, 5, 6.
finish. He wouldn't even listen to me. He wouldn't hear me. Hey, there's a lot of players on the island, okay? And guys, don't forget, if somebody calls the one, you got to throw it. You got to throw it. We're committed at that point. And Brandon, down here, we didn't recycle our offense. So we had the first two cutters, and that's what got Cam a little bit off balance. He's looking for a recycle there, okay? Don't forget, we got to recycle the offense. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Mom on 3, finish on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Mom,
4, 5, 6.
finish.
That was Mob head coach Brendan Kirsch. Now, if you're wondering what that means off the one, that means one bounce. When a player calls for the one, they're taking it one bounce off the tramp, and they're going straight for the rim. We welcome you back here to Las Vegas for the start of the fourth quarter alongside John Dornbos, Stormy Bonatoni. I'm John Schriffen. And Gage Smith, nothing is coming at him at the rim. Shot clock violation. They will momentarily stop play to reset for the Mob. The only undefeated team left here in SlamBall.
Oh my God, this is so fucking bad.
Oh, the moves by Orton. Shakes the defender. As Bird gets in on the scoring action as well. Deontay Bird, the 6'7" stopper from Gainesville, Florida, getting some playing time tonight.
Hey, gets his first 2 points of the night.
Holmes throws it up, and the alley-oop is good for Jones.
So a 22-point lead now, though, for a Mob team that their average margin of victory, 27.4. They have 9 wins by 20 or more, 0.6 by 30 or more. Their closest game they have had this season has been 13 points.
They were down at the half in their first game and then took it to another level in the second half in game 1. Here goes Gage Smith. Doesn't even get fancy, just goes right at the rim attack.
And he can get fancy, too, by the way. We've talked a lot about the 360 block, but he did a McNasty, a 360 between the legs dunk last week as well.
All right, so we see Gage Smith, who is basically born to play slam ball. What makes a good slam ball player? What type of an athlete, you think?
Like, I always compare it to a tight end. You're big, you're physical, you're athletic, you're agile, and let's not, you know, you're fearless. Gage is fearless, and you want to know what makes a good slam ball player? There's a Mob guy right there with the last name Smith wearing number 11. Watch everything he does and just be him.
Darius Clark almost hit his face on the rim there with that dunk. And here's Smith protecting the rim on the other end for the Mob.
I mean, it's almost comical. You watch the Gryphs try and set their offense, and as soon as they get to the scoring tramp and they see Gage, they just bail.
Holloway, little in and out with the alley. Bird couldn't finish.
Alley, oops.
I like that. I like
I see what you did there.
That's called thinking on your feet, you know?
Juggernaut. Batted out by Wilkerson. Back to Gage Smith. Look out!
Wilkerson just got an assist to Gage. That's what happened there.
You know, I think he heard you guys talking about how he didn't score in the first half. 12 points now from the moment that you guys were like, you know, he hasn't really scored very much today.
I know, right? You know, we were talking earlier about Gage's dad being in the stands. He said he raised Gage in basketball to want rebounds. Don't worry about scoring. You should lead the team in rebounds, and you should have that defensive mentality.
You really have to be an unselfish player to be a stopper, too.
So you want to talk about unselfish. I love this. The Mob has no individual players that are leading the league in offensive categories except assists, which is Cam Horton. Other than that, the team itself leads the league in points per game, rim attacks, everything. They're a very unselfish team with a culture of let's spread the ball around, let's all score, no ego, because at the end of the day, if we win, we're champs.
That's the mosh pit. If you come to Vegas, and there's still time, we've got 3 more days of the regular season. The playoffs start on Tuesday. Championship is on Thursday. You can be on the rail, right on the glass, and get as close to the action as you want. There is nothing like being in the house for Slam Ball. Now, we've got $15 general admission tickets for each of the 2 action-packed playoff sessions. That's on Tuesday, August 15th and Thursday, August 17th. That is a thank you to the fans. Thank you for showing up for the return of Slam Ball. It's only back because of popular demand. People saw it on YouTube, on Twitter. It came back after a 15-year hiatus. And now, if you want to enjoy it in person, $15 tickets for the playoffs. You can't beat that in Vegas.
The hashtag was Bring Slam Ball Back. They brought it, and now the fans are bringing it here as well. Can't wait to see some more people get in here for the championship next week.
Thank you, fans, for supporting Slam Ball. This has been a dream come true. My goodness. Cam Hollins, he's not done yet.
How about this? The dunks you see in the games are amazing. I can't imagine when they're just out there alone having fun what you're going to see in a dunk contest.
1:30 to play in this ball game. The Mob, we know they're going to win, but are they going to show us something special?
Get the ball and go. Get it and go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now, if you're the Gryphs, there's no embarrassment losing like this to the Mob, because the Mob have done this to every team they played this season.
Yeah, but you know what? It don't matter how good the team is you're playing. When you get a whooping, you ain't happy about it.
Oh, I didn't say they're going to be happy. I said there's no shame in getting embarrassed.
True.
So a face-off for the Gryphs. Adam Stanford going against Hollins. Oh, have some of that. Wow. There's still pride on the line out here tonight.
You know what? Cam Hollins did his best, but Stanford just came in and said, I'm going to take this one, pal.
Stanford's calling for it from the bottom trim. And Gage Smith has been subbed out. Deontay Bird is the stopper for the Mob. No, he didn't! Oh! If he had pulled that off, that would have been disrespectful.
You know what? He missed it, but that still might be my favorite play tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that the first flip attempted?
Yes.
Wow.
Cam Hollins. What did he just try tonight? Upside down. The spin just didn't have the finish.
To give you the technical term, it's called a branny.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
With the gymnastics background. Thank you, Stormy.
Here for the people.
You know the other thing that impresses me about the Mob, if they get an LBR, huge block by Simpson. If they get an LBR, they get it to the outlet fast. They are pushing down to shift the court as fast as they possibly can.
If you're new to SlamBall, welcome to the party. It's the Mob versus everybody else. They win another main event. They move to 14-0 with a 30-point win over the Gryphs. Darius Clark, the player of the game, is with Stormy.
You've been playing that air guitar a lot tonight. 14 games, 14 wins. What does this feel like?
Hey, all I got to say is I said since week 2, I can't see us losing. So I'm going to say it week whatever it is, week 5, whatever. I still can't see us losing. It's showing, and it's the Mob. That's all we do.
Can you explain the Mob a little bit? What is it about this team that makes this group of guys so special?
We're a family first, and we just play. You know, we're the most aggressive team in the league. We really don't want to lose, and it's showing. But, these are my guys. Shout out. We have the best stopper in the league. We have the best handlers in the league, best coach in the league, best gunners in the league, best water boys in the league, best fans in the league, best whatever in the league, and, it's starting to show.
Keep enjoying this.
I appreciate it. Mob out.
Mob out.
I guess when you're undefeated, you don't even need to know what week it is. Technically, it's week 4, the final week of the regular season, but hey, you're the Mob. Call it week 5. We don't care.
Every week is called winning week in Mob House.
14-0. Can they be beat? That's the biggest question here in SlamBall. We appreciate you joining us here on ESPN2. Our final, it's the Mob with a 30-point win over the Gryphs here in this main event. For my partners, John Dornbos, Stormy Bonantoni, I am the voice of SlamBall, John Schriffen. Thank you for joining us. We are nothing without the fans. SlamBall, baby, it's a party, and it rolls on tomorrow night. We're back on ESPN+.